We're going to talk in this section about converting from one unit of measurement to another. And before we talk about using dimensional analysis, I want us to take a minute and think about, in an intuitive way, the relationship between the size of a unit and the number of units that we need to measure something. We're going to do that by looking at this problem that's on the screen. It says, Julie is confused about why we multiply by 3 to convert 6 yards to feet. She thinks we should divide by 3 because feet are smaller than yards. We are going to make a little drawing here to show the relationship between yards and feet and to help us understand intuitively why it is true that we need to multiply by 3 and not divide by 3 to convert yards to feet. All right, so I'm just going to make a little drawing here, and this length is going to represent 1 yard. And then, because we know that 1 yard is the same as 3 feet, I'm going to make another little drawing up here, and hopefully that looks like they are the same length. So that's 1 foot, another foot, and another foot in length. So 1 yard is the same as 3 feet. Now we can look at Julie's problem. Instead of 1 yard, we want to have 6 yards. And I'm going to run out of space on my screen, so I have to come down here and draw my 6th yard. But each one of these represents 1 yard. And now we can show 3 feet for each of these 1 yards. 3 feet. And for my final yard down here, 3 feet. So I can count these up, right? So I can solve this problem by saying that 6 yards is equal to, and I can count my feet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 feet. Now I can ask the question, how do I get from 6 yards to 18 feet? Well, I multiply by 3. So because 1 yard is equal to 3 feet, I am actually multiplying, and there are actually more feet. The number is bigger for the smaller unit. So let's write that out just as a rule. So I want to write a rule that describes the relationship between the size of a unit and the number of units it takes to describe the length of an object. So just like we saw here, for a smaller unit, we are going to have a larger number. And for a larger unit, we will need a smaller number to describe that length. So because yards is a larger unit, it takes fewer of those yards for us to measure that distance. Because feet is a smaller unit, it's going to take more of them for us to measure that unit, that length of the object. We also want to write a rule about when to multiply and when to divide when converting between units. For example, yards to feet or feet to yards. So when we're converting yards into feet, we want to multiply and when we're converting feet into yards, we want to divide. Now let's tie these two rules together. So when we are going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, we're going to multiply because it's going to take more, sorry, I ran out of space there. It's going to take more of those smaller units to describe the same length. And when we're going from a smaller unit to a larger unit, we are going to divide. Because it's going, for the larger unit, it's going to take fewer of those pieces to describe the same length. I hope that helps you to sort of get that in your brain, that relationship in your brain.